Hi everyone, I'm Lillian.
And I'm Felipe.
We are the Postmodern family.
We are Americans living in the UK, living a traditional life.
We make 3 new videos a week, so we encourage you to subscribe.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Today we're going to share 7 things we feel when we run into another American in the UK. Number 1. The first feeling we feel is, I hope they're from the same state we're from.
Number 2 is feeling embarrassed by how loud they sound when they talk.
Number 3 is hearing their accent, and even if it's a normal American accent, it feels embarrassing.
Number 4 is feeling happy to know that they're going to be friendly and open with you, and honest.
Number 5, having curiosity about why they're in the UK as well.
Number 6 is wondering if they like it here in the UK.
And number 7 is commiserating about how cold and reserved the British people are versus the Americans, who are so open and genuine and honest and loving and just beautiful.
So let's talk through each of these points, just because that's what people have been wanting to hear more of. So, number 1, hoping they're from at least the same state.
Why do you put at least in there? What is that?
Okay, I'm put it in there because
at least
it's the U.S. is so big that it's much more. You're gonna relate with them better if they're from the same state. Like if they're from a neighboring state, that's pretty good. But most of the time, they're from across the country, and you're just like, oh, okay. And the only thing you have in common is just that you're American. You see?
Okay.
Whereas in the UK, I think if a Brit person met another Brit, they'd be like, oh yeah.
So is at least meant to say the first thing you hope when you hear them is, I hope they're from the same state. Like the first thing.
I hope that they're from somewhere very familiar and comfortable, close.
That's the first hope.
Yeah.
I don't know how at least conveys that, but
I don't speak English very well. Whatever.
So yeah, I don't think that because I don't relate to
all over different states, and you know all of
the
states. And
I generally hope for
another Nicaraguan American.
No. I hope for Southerners, Midwesterners, or Texans, like the middle flyover country.
Why?
Because they're generally, the stereotype is that they're wholesome, good people, versus the coastal elites who just want to crush you with, their ideologies.
Yeah, that's true.
And it just gets tiresome, and they're all trying to be hip and cool, aren't they?
Yeah, they definitely are.
Okay, number 2, feeling embarrassed by how loud they sound. This is a weird one because I'm very loud. But yet when I hear a very loud American, I wonder, oh, that's really embarrassing. And I wonder if I'm like that. I just think I'm embarrassed.
Yes,
but then I go on being my loud self.
Yeah, I do. Definitely when we go to places where there are many tourists, like Oxford and Cambridge, you hear people on the street, a lot of Americans on the street. And you just hear their accents. We went to Stonehenge, and there were so many Americans there, and you can hear their accents in the bus, and I just felt really. This is number 3 now. Their American accent. It sounds. I don't know why, but to me, they sound kind of stupid. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't think that. That.
A little
That's
ditzy.
Wrong. That's wrong.
I heard there are a lot of women talking, and to me, it sounded a bit ditzy. The American accent. What do you think? You don't think so?
No, I like the American accent. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, except a really, southern drawl. That's just hard to understand. But no, I like an American accent.
I like it. I just thought it sounded a little bit shallow.
It's so very clear. There's no swallowing of R's and T's and things like that. It's so phonetic. So the Americans tried to be more phonetic, I think.
Well, I do like our accent because some people were saying in the comments, they were wondering how it feels to have children being raised here with a British accent. And I just want to respond to that commentator that look, our children are being raised with the American accent.
Hey.
Yeah, they're being home educated, and they still have our daughter, who's 4.5. She still has the American accent.
Although she hears some words outside of the house that we don't say, and she
Yes.
comes home saying them in a British accent, like modern.
Yes, so
Modern.
she takes ballet, and then
Modern.
after the ballet class, there's modern ballet, or not modern ballet, but modern dance, and she'll be like, Mommy, when am I gonna take modern? And I'm like, modern? What's modern? But yeah, that's, and then there's another word. Oh, tomatoes, she's been saying, because we don't eat very many tomatoes in the house. Oh, we do, but she just, I don't know why she's been saying tomato. Have you heard her say that?
No.
She calls them tomatoes. Okay. Number 4, happy to know. Oh yes, anytime I meet another American, I can happily assume and assume correctly that they're friendly and they're gonna be friendly and open and honest with you.
And it's okay if you talk to them.
Straight.
And it's okay if you approach them.
Yeah,
and
it's
talk to
okay if
them.
you go straight up to them and be like, "Hey, I heard your accent."
It's not like, whoa, do I know you? Why are you
No.
talking to me?
Whoa.
Yeah.
No, it's not like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, they're usually they're just very friendly. And then number 5, trying to understand why they're also in the UK. This is something that I am, most of the time when I meet other American women, it's because they've married a British person that they're here in the UK. It's very rare to find a couple like us. So both Americans coming here, unless they're here on a contract, which is like 3 to 5 years and then they're gone. So we know a couple of those contract people, but I don't relate with them as much because we have the possibility of staying here for a long time. Whereas they're going to get to go home, sweet home, quite soon. They don't have to put up with the Brits. I'm kidding. And then 7, commiserating with them on how cold and reserved the British people are. And this is true. Every American that I've met has said that it's taken them aback a little bit, or they weren't expecting it, or it's just a little difficult to get along and make friends, which is it's just true. I think it's difficult amongst British people to get along with each other. You know, there's definitely that. This is my space, my private space.
Yeah, like you have to put in your time, like a jail sentence almost. Like you have to invest your years in a person before they let you in a certain level.
Whereas I think for Americans, at least for us, when we make fast friends, they're friends for a long. You know, it's not like we then 3 years later they contact us and we say, oh. You haven't contacted me for 3 years. No. We're like, oh yeah, of course, come over, like hang out with us. Like it's just easy to pick up friendship even after a long period of not hanging out. We usually have him napping when we do this. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment below and be sure to subscribe to our channel.
And buy our t-shirts and become a patron at patreon.com/thepostmodernfamily.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.